friends, welcome back to Bucket List Homestead and the start of Vlogmas 2024. Today is day one. I just got out of the shower, so forgive the towel. Last year was my first year in participating in Vlogmas. And for those of you who are new or have not heard of Vlogmas before, Vlogmas is something that started on YouTube several years ago. Of content creators to vlog every day starting December 1st to December 24th as a way of not only celebrating Christmas but being creators on YouTube and all that stuff. And I really enjoyed it last year. As much work as it was a lot of fun. And I did a lot of thinking. Like, I started planning Vlogmas back in September for this year, and then I started a lot of things happened shortly after I started planning Vlogmas. I lost my father September 11th. We lost my grandmother just 3 weeks before in August, and it made me start realizing what I really want to do for Christmas this year. Dave and I have a big year coming up. God willing, we'll be moving in the coming year back down east where we're originally from and starting over with a new homestead there. And I mentioned this before, but I've always taken it on to be the person who makes sure everybody has a great Christmas in the house. I make sure the kids have a great Christmas. David's having a great Christmas. And after all these years, I decided I'm not going to feel the stress of that. So we decided to scale things down and just have a simple, wonderful, quiet, peaceful, and meaningful Christmas this year. So I decided that Vlogmas this year is probably going to be a little bit more laid back and maybe a little less detailed or a little less scheduled. That's the word I'm looking for. A little less scheduled this year. I do have some things that I do schedule out because that's just my personality. But we're going to take you along. You're going to see maybe several things throughout the days. You might only see one thing one day. We're going to see how it goes. And as today is day one, we have a lot of things to do actually today. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to get the living room tree decorated this morning. We put it up a couple weeks ago when my mom was still here visiting, just so she could kind of enjoy the lights on the tree. But we have not had a chance to decorate it, so we're going to do that today. I'm going to finish my sweater that I started a couple weeks ago. I just need to sew the arms on, the pockets, get it finished up because I really want to start wearing it. I'm really excited with how it turned out, and I hope it's going to be what I hope. We also we weren't going to leave the house today, but we do have to run and do some errands. The dogs need some food, so we need to do that. What was the other thing? Oh, I'm going to bring you along. I'm going to make David for lunch today homemade poutine. For those of you who don't know, poutine is a Canadian dish that originated in Quebec, right, David? Yes, it originated in the province of Quebec. It's delicious. It's French fries and gravy and cheese curd, so I'm going to make that for him today. I have 2 more elves I need to finish today. These little guys, I personalize them and I sell them to make some extra money on the homestead during Christmas. And this year has been a very busy year for these. I wasn't sure it was going to be because I've been doing these for several years and a lot of people are doing them now. But I've been making a lot. And I have one lady who's picking them up this evening. She originally had 14. She added 2 more to the list today. So I'm going to get those done this morning. And I think that's it. Oh, and I have sourdough. Sourdough that I fed last night that is so happy right now. Look at those bubbles. I don't want to waste this, so I have to decide what I'm going to make with it. I don't know yet. Oh, and eventually at some point get my hair and a little bit of makeup on my face. So I already started the morning the way I do every morning right now with one of my favorite scented candles I picked up. It's peppermint bark. I love this candle. It smells so good. It makes you hungry. It makes me want peppermint chocolate. It just smells so good. It kind of sets the mood for the day. And I had my first cup of tea with my collagen. I had to do that. And I'm going to be honest, we are starting with another Christmas mug. We're going to be starting a second cup of tea here in just a minute. I have to have at least 2. And then we'll finish getting ready. I will wake up the boy to get him down here to help us decorate the tree if I can. He worked last night, and then him and David stayed up until like 1 in the morning talking, which I love. I love that, but he's still asleep. I'm going to let him sleep just a little bit longer. And then we're going to start this day and hopefully get everything done. My plan is to be uploaded every day by 7 p.m. I'm hoping 7 p.m. will be my latest cutoff so I can make sure I'm consistent in uploading for you every single day, and you'll know roughly the same time they're coming out. I had mentioned my grandmother had passed away. This was my father's mother, and we were very, very, very close. I loved my Nanny Lyons. Her name was Ruth. And for years, I can remember her saying all she wanted was a light up nativity for Christmas to put on her front lawn. She wanted one for years and she never got one. And I seen this nativity set at Walmart in the States, in Florida. And I prayed that they would have them in the New York Walmart when we came back home. When I left Florida and came back and we landed in New York, my mom and I. At first, I did not see them in the store, and then I looked around and I found one that was left, which I believe it was meant to be. So I picked this up. Not only did I want one, but I got this in honor of my grandmother Lyons. So the boys finished decorating all out front for me this past weekend. So we are ready. The front is ready. The inside is almost ready. We just need to get our living room tree decorated. And here is the living room Christmas tree that we are going to be decorating. And Grace is really early. She beat me this year. She actually has all her shopping done and wrapped. She just hung them on the tree for now until we get it decorated and we put the tree skirt there on the bottom to hide that ugly tree stand, I guess. You know, it is an artificial tree. We don't do a real tree for a very good reason. David, why don't we do a real Christmas tree anymore? Is it because it's messy?
Well,
yes.
A little bit, yeah, and normally it's wet.
What's the real reason we don't get one though?
Ticks hibernate in trees. So when they come in out of the cold, they come into the heat, they wake up, and then they're everywhere. So.
Yep, and we are in the tick capital of
world
Ontario.
Yeah.
We actually just got a tick for the first time off of Lily last week, 2 weeks ago, on her ear. And she's been to the vet to see what's going on, make sure it didn't give her, because it was on her long enough to possibly pass her Lyme, because the ticks here
carry Lyme disease.
Yeah, so they're awful. And we actually have had friends who have gotten a real tree and ticks came out on it. So we stick with the good old-fashioned artificial. We did do real for a couple of years. We did. But, and I have to admit, I love a real tree. And maybe when we move back down east, that might be something we can do again. I also like the artificial trees because we can put them up much earlier and not have to worry about them drying out. Right, Grace? Sorry, I put her on the spot. Okay, let's beautify this tree. The tree is all decorated for Christmas 2024. Check that off the list. And before we get to lunch, I'm going to share here with you that Gracie and I went out on Thursday when the flyers came out and we found some more great deals to stock our long-term storage in the house and in the freezers. There were some deals today, finally, at one grocery store. I really did not have it in me to go to multiple places today. I just don't. Grief is kind of rearing its ugly head today, but there were some deals that I wanted to pick up on to put into our freezer and our long-term storage. So Grace and I got up early and we ran to No Frills. One of the things we went for, these were on sale. I like these for loaded nachos. It's what I use a lot of my canned beef and chicken for, and pork is for loaded nachos. And I'm gonna say the sale's a joke, as you see right here, but it's cheaper than they were. And then I got some, these weren't necessarily on sale, but I'm going to surprise David and make some poutine, I think, this weekend, homemade. For those of you who don't know, poutine is a very Canadian dish. It was invented in Quebec, I believe. It is French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. You can get all kinds of different poutines now, but that's the one that David primarily likes, so I grabbed a bag of them. And we might not necessarily need bacon, but it was on sale, and when things are on sale, that's when I'm stocking up. Now is the time. So this was a great deal for this. This is the one with the less salt, which is what we prefer. So I'll have a nice little stockpile going into the pantry challenge that's coming up just a few weeks in January. And it always coincides perfectly because David goes part-time with his job in the new year for 2 months. We don't have a choice. He has to. So it's always great to have the pantry challenge when he's part-time. And then I needed some thyme. I thought I knew I grew thyme. I dehydrated thyme. I can't find it. So either we've used it all or it's in the mess that is my long-term storage right now that I need to get to. So I got a bag of that. I am out of my prescription strength stomach pill, as my wonderful mother-in-law would call them. So I just picked up a small box of over-the-counter stuff for now. We might have to go to Costco this weekend. Well, we have to go to the city this weekend. If we're going to the city, I might swing into Costco because you can get the really, really big boxes for much cheaper than the smaller box here. But this will do. David sometimes has to take this too. This will do us for a couple of days. This was one of the amazing deals today. Did not go here for this, but when I saw this for that much, you're darn right. They had 3 packets left of the ground turkey. They also had ground chicken, but I don't really like the ground chicken. I like the turkey, and I mainly use the ground turkey in chili, but that was an amazing price. These, I was so happy to see. These came out last year, so our President's Choice brand, Canadian company, they put out 2 special flyers every year, one in the summer and one at Christmas for the holidays. And this was one that was out last year, the Holiday Feast Turkey Stuffing Burgers. Could not find them. The stores that we have local to us, if they got any, they got very few and they were gone. Well, they had a whole bunker of them. I want to try these if we like them. It's one of the things I can use the ground turkey for and make my own. So this was a bit of a splurge. You got 4. This will do 2 meals for David and I, so it's really not that bad. I'm really excited to try them. I hope we don't hate them because I've been waiting so long for them. And this... Oh, and then I got blueberries. They were on sale too, just to have, I have some yogurt I need to eat up before it goes bad, so some blueberries. But the main reason we went to No Frills was the whole chickens were on sale. Limit of 4, so I grabbed 4 per family. Gracie couldn't even get 2 and go through on her own because we were together, which is ridiculous. But anyway, usually when they're on, they sell out so fast. So I was so happy. They were going fast. They didn't have a lot left. So I grabbed 4 of the biggest ones they had. I'm gonna wrap them in saran wrap and get them in the freezer. This is probably about the only meat we were low on. I still need to get a turkey or 2 for Christmas and New Year's and whatnot going forward, but I'm waiting for them to go on for a better deal. And yeah, so I was really happy to get these whole chickens today. And if you saw last week's haul, where I am stocking the shelves, I bought 10 pounds of carrots. I got those canned up yesterday. So there is 7 quart jars of carrots to go on to my shelf. While I'm waiting for the oil to come up to temperature to start cooking the French fries, I just want to show you, I decided to go ahead and try sourdough English muffins again. And it was time sensitive, so I didn't have time to get the camera out and start filming. But the dough needs to sit for quite a while, so we actually won't be making these until tomorrow and getting them baked off. But I will share the recipe down below, the one I'm using. I've tried it before. I think it was user error the first time, so I'm trying it again. I'm going to try to stop using different recipes until I at least perfect the ones I have started and see if they don't come out good this time, then I'll try another one. I also want to apologize. I think the first few minutes of this video were very dark. I didn't realize the ISO button, exposure button, got clicked somehow on my camera and it was on the wrong setting. Now it seems a lot better, at least what I'm seeing. So I apologize. I think I did a whole video last year in the complete dark too. Lunch today, like I said, I am making poutine, and the gravy is actually easy for me today. It's just this that I'm using, this organic poutine gravy from, what is the name of them? They are called something House. I guess they're just House now. So I'm just heating that up. It just needed 2 cups of water and 2 teaspoons of butter. I'm gonna turn it down now. And in this big pot here, I have sunflower oil heating up, and these are those French fries we canned last year. I have no idea if it's gonna work for deep frying, but we're gonna try them. It's my last jar of them, so I'm happy to get them used up. Okay, so once that original dough rested for a half hour, I put it into my KitchenAid mixer here and I let it go for 5 minutes. All right, and we're gonna take this off. Timer just ended. And that is our English muffin sourdough dough. And we are gonna let this sit for 8 to 12 hours. I'm probably only gonna do 8 hours because, like I mentioned, I'm not a huge fan of the sourdough. So we're gonna cover it and I'm gonna put it in a warm place and let it go for 8 hours. Our French fries are done, but I have to tell you something first about those. And fries Didn't work. Didn't work. Yeah, didn't work. So we end up just using regular French fries, and we just got some of the grease here draining off, and we're gonna put together this poutine. Served. Okay, friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow for day 2. I gotta go get those L's finished. I gotta wrap this up so I can get it edited and get it all out to you tonight. So that's okay. We didn't get everything I wanted to get done today, but there's always tomorrow. So we'll see you all tomorrow.